Guys, a little bit late, but we are here. I've been prepping these altcoins for you. The market has been absolutely insane. I mean, we've got these things, they're pushing into resistance, then they're blowing through, they're hitting the next resistance zone. When is this going to end? How are we going to deal with this, guys? I know there's a lot of you out there probably have a bit of FOMO now. You're not sure what to do. You're not sure how to get involved. So what I'm going to do for you today, guys, I'm looking at three main trades at the moment. I'm looking at ETH, I'm looking at XRP, and I'm looking at BLZ that I'm trying to set up for you guys just to give you some kind of idea as to how to get stuck into this. I have also been scalping this market, so I'm going to give you some scalping tips and things that we're doing on 15-minute time frame. Then I'm looking at things like NEAR sitting at resistance. I'm looking at Fetch sitting at resistance. I'm looking at Optimism at resistance and DYDX at our short zone where we've been shorting this thing for probably 3-4 months. Is it going to blow through now? So guys, we're going to figure out how to get through this and how to get entries, and also look, if we do get a pullback, how are we going to play this? Where are we going to buy if they do give us a breather and an opportunity to jump in lower down? So let's just look at these banter bubbles right now. I mean, this MINA situation, I haven't even looked at this one today. It's 99%. Peppy, the meme coins are coming alive. What does that mean? Retail's jumping in. Like I said the other day, I've got people texting me that I haven't heard from in 2 years. They're asking me what to buy, where they're buying it. So, you know, it's on now. And we have an edge sitting here. You're sitting here with us. We have an edge. We are going to work. We are going to run this market together, and we're going to get these positions. Hex, I don't know why we even talk about Hex anymore, but look at this green. I'm absolutely loving it. So much to look at. Even Filecoin rejected at a major resistance area. So guys, let's look at BTC and just get into what is actually happening here. I've just zoomed out completely here just to give you a bigger picture. This is BTC 3-day. We're looking at this 382 where we've just pulled up a little bit short at the 36 region. What am I looking for in the short term here on BTC? Well, I would like to see one more push up into this 36 region just to tag this area before a potential move lower. Supports I'm watching on BTC right now, 32,600 is this big area over here on the 3-day, and then we have areas lower down. But right here you can see this, there was nothing in between this candle over here, and they just sent us straight up, a little bit of a squeeze. So now we just need cool heads here. We need to just make sure everything is in order. We want to track these things. We want to dial in a little bit more and make sure that we are not making mistakes here. If this market's going to turn over, you don't want to be caught buying the top, so you want to be strategic here. So right now, just BTC big 382 rejection here initially. We might look at it one more time. That's what I'd like to see happen. Let's dial in a little bit here. 8 hour is what I've got for you guys. It's completely wrecked this range that I've been looking at for the last couple of months. It's just completely trashed it now. So now we have to look at new areas over here. What I am noticing, guys, is this RSI on the 8 hour heavily overbought. So we just need to be careful. The last time this RSI was overbought, it wasn't too dramatic. We did have some consolidation here in BTC. So just because an RSI is overbought doesn't mean now it's going to fall over drastically, but it could indicate that we're going to get some kind of consolidation now. And we just need to look out for that. You can see this high over here. Let's see, maybe they're going to come and visit this wick one more time. Let's see what happens up there. But ideally what I'd like to see is just some kind of consolidation in this area. Maybe give the alts a bit of a chance to run. Not that they haven't run enough, but give us something here to play with for BTC. So we just want things to calm down a little bit. Things have been hectic. They've been intense. People are FOMOing in, squeezing everywhere. And just again, this lower region over here to look at, guys, 31,500 is a level we could quite tag and still be quite bullish. Remember, this thing just blew up. Crypto Jam says, everyone's smiling today. Guys, I want to know, how is everyone doing? What are you guys trading? Tell me you're not shorting just yet. If you are, please tell me you haven't been wrecked. I want to know what's going on out there. I mean, we've been level to level here, guys. So let me know what's happening. Let me know what you guys are trading. Remember, guys, this is the stuff. We need your energy here, and the stuff you are trading, I want to look at with you. I want to help you with this stuff. So drop it in the chats, guys. Let us know. I see 𝗕𝗏𝗿𝗆 made a couple of cents. I think he's joking. I think he made a lot of sense. Well, guys, I must tell you, I 10x'd my BitGet account in the last 9 days. It's been an absolute savage move here. From these altcoins. We got that massive dump when the problems in the Middle East started, and it wrecked a lot of that account. I hit so many stops, and we just built this thing back. And now this turbo move on the market, we've 10x this thing. And I'm playing around in BitGet at the moment. So here's a quick look at some of the positions I've still got left. I've just been scalping this BitGet account like crazy, been riding these 15-minute candles, doing all sorts of things. I had a great BTC, I had a great injective trade, and now I'm just scalping around, playing around with these and see how we go. My last sort of big-ish one here, it's at, what is it, Atom. It's sitting, it's probably about a $12,000 Atom that I've got left here, and the rest are just little scalpy things that we're trying to play at. But I am starting to TP here at these resistance zones. So it just is time to be a little bit cautious. Right. Let's look at this dominance situation. We do need to deal with this. We have broken through this major trend over here for dominance. So for me, that's signaling that we are going to look at this 57% region potentially. So we do need to watch this. That could mean two things. It could mean super bullish BTC and it keeps ripping, or it could mean, oh, there go our trading view alarms are going off here. Phantoms just hit a key level apparently. It could mean bullish BTC and everything just rips higher, or it could be they're selling alts. And BTC, the dominance starts pumping and these alts start getting drained. So we do need to plan for both scenarios here. Right, let's look at this first trade that I'm planning at the moment for ETH. This is let's look at the 12-hour that I'm watching right now for ETH. So what we've seen here, guys, we've seen so many of these altcoins. They've been running for days and days and days. If you're getting in now, you're getting into resistance areas, you're getting into a market that's been hot for the last few days. Remember now, this is the risk reward now on some of these longs is starting to get a little bit tricky. So what we need to look at now is we need to look at potential pullback areas, and if we don't get the pullback zones, we need to look at potential scalp areas and how we can play breakouts to catch these moves if it's going to continue. So with regards to ETH, what I'm looking at here is we pumped through the 200-week MA. We pumped through the 100-day MA. We lifted off the 50-day MA. These were all massive areas for us. And now today we started piercing, or at least having a look at this major resistance level here, this 1820 region. And ETH was trying to stick its head through. So what I was trying to explain on the Discord and what I want you guys to see here now is don't be surprised if we get some kind of consolidation or some kind of pullback here on Ethereum. And levels I'm watching to long this thing, I'm looking at this immediate level here, this 1800 region. I'm looking at the 200-day MA, the 1786 region. It's tying in with the 236 fib. So Banter Hub, guys, if you're on the Banter Hub, I've got an alarm here for you at the 236. Then I've got another area over here for ETH. This horizontal level here, 1750, and that's tying in with the 382. So these are my key areas that I'm watching. If this market's going to be bullish and these alts are going to move, we want to see this turn in one of these regions. That's ideally for me. So I'm going to start trying to build an ETH position from any pullbacks into this area, this 236, this 382, and we want to see it then launch and push higher. My target for this ETH move is the $2,000 mark. That is 11% move on ETH. And that will take us to around about 2030. That's my target there. So right now, guys, we're going to track this flag. Let's dial in. Let me show you how I go about things. So this is a 15 minutes that we can play around on ETH. I have marked a few levels underneath, and you can see here we had this initial little trend break at the moment. We pulled a little trend here. We had the trend break. It's broken up, and now we're looking at a potential retest here. So what I would do if I were you, I'd watch the support level here, and then I'd look for a reaction here, the 200-day MA and the 382 from this pool over here. So these could be potential bounce zones for ETH as well, to maybe catch this move higher. And then if we zoom out, you'll see that it's just a move down here, just below this resistance area. So that's how I intend playing ETH. If we do get moved lower, guys, look at these regions here. I've marked these out on these blocks for you, and they should give you some kind of guide. The next big trade I'm looking at, guys, is Blue Zel. I think we could get another 50% out of this thing once it breaks through this 0.262 level. How am I going to go about it? Well, I'm looking for Blue Zel to dip lower for me. I want to see it come back and visit this region here on a pullback. This is 0.226, this sort of zone I'm watching here. For BLZ, ideally in a perfect world, we get that little pullback, we get that push up here, and then we get this little consolidation here that gives us some kind of squeeze to then blow it up over there. So that is my game plan for BLZ. I'd like to start building a position down here. I do have the 618 lower down. We don't really want to go too much lower than that, but it does sort of tie in. Let's see where we got this trend down here. We do have some trend action over here, so it could potentially visit that area. Don't rule it out. But as far as the bulls go, this is where we want to be, 0.22. That's an area I'm watching. Then let's look at the scalp situation here again. This is BLZ on the 15 minutes. And you can see it does kind of respect these fibs very nicely. I pulled a retracement fib here. I wanted to see if it respected the 618, and you can see it did. It dropped to that level, it pinged the 618, and it's coming back down. So areas I'm watching now on BLZ, I'm going to track this trend for now. This is my first play. We're going to watch this trend play out, and then we're going to watch these levels lower down here. Here's the 0.22 area again. So two ways to play it, guys. If it starts moving early and it cracks through this trend, you could look at a classic trend break play. So you want to see something along those lines, a little break, retest, and then a go, and then you can climb in there. And if we do drift lower, well, then this is the region we're going to be watching, this 0.22 for a potential bounce. And again, BTC needs to behave here. BTC can't just absolutely wreck things and send it down. If we get a nice BTC consolidation, it might give these alts a little opportunity. So, but guys, don't be surprised if we do get some kind of pullback here. The market has been very hot for the last few days. Okay, the next trade I had for you guys was XRP. I set this one up earlier, and now it's blown up before we had a chance to go through it. But here we are. I see Sheldon's also in an XRP trade. He's taken a nice position there. Right now, targets for XRP and how to play this one. Well, this is the exact example I was trying to use on some of these alts. We're blowing through this resistance area. Now we want to see these supports hold. And what did XRP do? It blew through. And what did you do? You dialed in on a lower time frame. You would have seen 15 minutes, a little flag developing at this resistance area, and then it's popped. So right now, areas to watch for XRP, guys, the 618, you can see it's rejecting here a little bit, and it's trying to make its way through it. Targets for XRP, 786 fib. I'm looking at the 0.615 level. Let's dial in here, the 15-minute party that I've got going on here. And these are areas of interest for the guys that want to scalp XRP. And this is how we're playing it. We're going to wait for some kind of trend to form here. Let's see what we get. Let's see what develops in this area. Let's see what XRP gives us in this region. And again, we can play the bounces off these areas. We can try and load up in these regions. Otherwise, let it break trend, and we catch that trend break, and then you're not completely out of the game. Robin says, thanks for BLZ. Guys, there's so much going on out there in the market right now. Start dropping your tokens here. What you want to see, I see, there's the usual crowd here saying what they have. Injective long going ballistic chick freak. I was in Injective earlier. I've closed it now. It was a good one. I think Injective could go to 14. Luba's here. Everyone's here. Mark Dutch is here. Max is here. Robin's here. Matt the man is here. He likes Fibonacci, Matt. And Matt also likes some Lux Algo stuff. Okay, guys, so let us know what's happening. And remember, guys, it's important now. It's time for cool heads. We can't have a situation where you are trying to FOMO in at the top and you start getting wrecked. And remember, this is only the beginning of the party here. This could be the start of a really big move for us. And you don't want to now FOMO at the wrong time just because you feel you need to be in the market. So just cool heads now. We're going to look through these charts. We're going to see what you guys are up to. Let me know in the chats what you're looking at. I mean, I see CFX is even coming up again here in these chats. So guys, let's get stuck into some more of these altcoins. And then Bruce is here, obviously. And Simon is here with some Lux Algo stuff for us. And Simon, I'm looking forward to Simon's Lux Algo, because I think we've broken this Lux Algo thing completely. I mean, the market can't even handle this stuff. Okay, so let's look at DYDX, guys. So this is another example. DYDX is looking very much like this XRP chart. Okay, we saw XRP, guys, resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, DYDX, bang in those flags. If this thing blows, remember, we've been shorting this thing for probably a couple of months here. Let's just look at these dates. From May 23rd, this thing was rejecting in this region. Okay, this is a hot zone. So remember, there are some stop losses and things sitting up here. And it was the same for XRP, guys. Stops were over here, the shorters, the bears. And what's happened? It's blown up. Okay, so DYDX, let's look for a flag. Let's dial in on these 15 minutes. Look for that little break and then look for that squeeze. We might get that with DYDX. And then it becomes a very simple exit as well. So you're going to dial in. In fact, when Bruce and Simon are finished chatting here, I'm going to start working on a 15-minute DYDX for you. And I'm going to show you how I would play it. Oh yes, I've got 𝗕 coming up. Okay, so guys, DYDX, we're gonna look for those flags. Optimism, we've got the same setup on Optimism, guys. Banging into resistance now, okay? This is the time. This is your TP zone. If you've been in these trades for long, these are your TP areas, resistance time. And if you've missed the trade and you really think this thing's gonna blow and you like this 200-day MA here at 1.5, we're gonna look for flags. We're gonna look for 15-minute stuff. If Optimism pulls back harder, guys, here is an entry zone that I love. This 50-day MA, this 382, and this trend. I'm loving this area here, 1.315. If we get that pullback on Optimism, this is a beautiful entry zone for me. 1.3, call it 1.32. So set your alarms, guys. If we do get a nice pullback in the market, let's look for a buy here. This is the Optimism 12-hour, 1.32. So that could give us something nice to play with. Yes, Fetch playing a very interesting game here at the moment. You can see there's an alarm on the screen. So you guys on the Banter VIP probably would have been pinged a couple of times if this thing is bouncing around. So we are watching this area closely now on Fetch. We want to see this hold, or we want to see some kind of flag and consolidation develop in this area. Again, same story, guys. We want to see that happen. If this thing starts dumping and starts dropping, I've got the 200-week MA, I've got the 200-day MA, and I've got the 382 holding Fetch up down here at 0.25. So that is my preferred long region if we get that pullback. Remember, you can track this flag. If it breaks before it gets to that level, you can jump in, you break the trend, you can ride that trend break higher up. But if it starts pulling back, guys, just be patient. We're going to look for this 200-day MA, 200-week, 382. We've got horizontals in this place. The alarms are on the Banter Discord, 0.25. So look out for that level on Fetch. That could be an awesome entry for you. Yes, 𝗕, same story, guys. 𝗕 is banging resistance. So you guys are getting a picture as to what's happening here in the market. We have hit rejection zones on these altcoins, and now it's time. Flag time, consolidation, and push, or we're getting some kind of pullback. And it might be an absolute gift for us. So let's rejig this 𝗕 chart here. Look where this 382 is, guys. This is not a coincidence. These things all tie in. The science is magic. Look how this ties in here. We've got this 382 pulling into this 50-day MA right here. We've got some horizontal as well. So this is a nice hot zone as well for a pullback for 𝗕. So 𝗕, your first area you want to look at is 1.09 as your first potential bounce area if we do get a heavier pullback. Next level, guys, 1.04. That's another nice area I've got here for 𝗕. So again, same story. You want to look for this flag setup. Let me just give you another example. Okay, so you want to see this flag develop here, just like that. You want to see this consolidation while it rides down. If at some point it does break this flag, you know how to play these trend breaks. We've done this many times before. It's a break and a retest. It's just a lower time frame, and you're going to look for something along those lines. And while it drifts down, you can probably start laddering into your longs at 1.09. If it dips lower, well, you've got your next area, 1.05. If we lose those levels, this market's not bullish anymore. It's a hell of a dump here for these altcoins to drop much lower than these 618 pullbacks. I'd be very surprised if we can stay bullish after that. I'd like to see where BTC is in a situation like that. Okay, let's get in the guys. I can see Chaos is rearing to go here with some Lux Algo stuff.
All right.
Long or short? Long or short?
Both.
Oh God, he's both.
I've got lots. I've got lots.
Isn't that happening? Okay, Bruce.
Hola.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
You wake up to some magic, because I woke up to some magic.
I woke up to some honest to gosh magic. It was pretty exciting, especially when we talked about total and BTC and crossing the Great Wall of China. We called it. It was really good. Almost called.
Look, guys. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a nice way to wake up. But you know, when the Asians follow through on a pump like that, it's the best feeling. It's really like, it doesn't happen that often, right? Sometimes the US market buys and the Asians sell it, and they just fight the whole time. But when they're both climbing in, you can't get a better vibe than that.
It used to happen more, didn't it? It used to happen more. I used to wake up after $5,000-$6,000 candles. It was lovely.
Yeah, it used to happen a lot. And maybe this is the start, guys. Anyone watching the show is still early. Okay, so guys, remember, like I was saying earlier, I got people texting me. I'm sure it's happening to you guys as well.
Yeah.
Like
very
they
much
think crypto is Bitcoin. Okay, so they're like, oh, we in crypto, it's Bitcoin. Okay, those type of people are texting me now, asking me what to trade and what to long. So the signs are there that things are starting to hot up. I'm sure we're going to see more Google searches for all these things. All the stuff's going to come up. Okay, but remember, guys, cool heads now. Cool heads. We are early here. We have the edge. Okay, what are you guys trading? Let's see what's going on. What do you have here?
I've got one I got into that I was going to show that may be too late, but I want to share it because it's a new token for the crew, which is MC. And I did a couple trades on it already over the last couple of days, kind of checking it out, and took a trade yesterday, but we never got to cover it. The thing I'm looking at right now is this on the daily, is this liquidity gap over here. Unlike a lot of other tokens, which are up against resistance, the real resistance doesn't start till the almost 60-cent level over there. So let's zoom in a bit and see what I'm trying to do. I like the way it ladders up, right? It does a pump, it settles down. I mean, just really classic. And this morning, before the show, we go to the 15 minutes, you can see it. I took a trade yesterday on it right there, and I took a trade on it right here before the show. It's pumped up already, but if it comes back and retests, which would be kind of cool, I want to show it to you, because if it comes back and retests that support area, which it's likely to do, you could get a nice run up. And again, with that liquidity gap to the left over there, there's nothing in its way. Unlike when you look at Solana and a number of other tokens, you notice it right up against resistance, which leaves us careful. So that's my trade for right now. I wanted to go just quickly review the fact that yesterday we took a look on the daily at the 2 requirements for calling the bull market. And requirement number 1, was that? Yeah, sure. Was that Bitcoin break through after 3 failed tries, break through the Great Wall of China. Guess what, guys? Look at that. I mean, that's crazy. Step 2 of that is now it has to come test it to prove that this right here, this level, is support. It hasn't done it yet. So if it comes down here, holds this level and starts moving up from there, I kind of think we're in a whole nother sphere. The other half of that equation that's critical is we said that the total market cap has to break and reach and hold 1.24. Remember that? Well, guess what? Yesterday it threw about $40 billion into the market. New money came in. It did break the recent highs over there. But if you look closely at the wick, it's not necessarily held it yet. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this wick right there, right? And if it comes back over the next day, I'm probably going to get my answer on the weekly close, not the daily. But if it comes back and starts to find consolidation and support in that area right there, I'm just going to turn my bias generally bullish, because that kind of means there's a whole lot of new money in the market that can now be spent on altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever we want. So that's the beginning.
Eyes on that market cap, guys. And again, you know, we can't say exactly when we're going to get a pullback, but if this is the inverse and the market's dumping, at some point you get a relief rally. When it's pumping, at some point you get a pullback. So just be aware that this can still happen. It's not permanently up, but we don't know when. We can't call the top of this move. We just need to be aware that when we hit resistance zones, we exercise caution. For those of you that are in trades from lower down, look to TP, look to de-risk a little bit. For those of you looking for moves, you want to move higher, you think we're going to blow through resistance, well, then be smart about it. Zone in, look at these flags, look at the structure, look how they're forming, and then try and play it cautiously there. Okay, Bruce, what trades are we looking at here?
Well, I want to go for 𝗕𝗁 because it kicked my butt yesterday. It's like I got a 𝗕𝗁 short. It was classic. It was right. It's a perfect setup for a 𝗕𝗁 short right there. Right, look at that. Right, got a breakdown below support level.
They came bears yesterday.
And I was in profit. I was really happy. And then I went and got a cup of coffee. And well, oops.
No coffee.
No coffee for me. Well, it was funny because
no coffee.
𝗕𝗁, the thing that was in my head when we said it yesterday was that 𝗕𝗁 usually is opposite of Bitcoin. So the fact that Bitcoin was running was of no concern because Tomo off and dump went, but no, not yesterday. Tomo decided to take a hike. So where we are now, because we got to let go of the past and pay attention just to the present, which is it's now up against another resistance level right over there. I'm going to watch and wait. If the market looks like it starts to cool off a lot, this is showing all signs of setting up for short, right? Got a lot of doji candles, indecision right over there. I don't think you can see it. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see these, the rejection right there, right? Doji candle right there, hammer right there. I mean, it's all showing signs of not having much strength beyond here. I just don't trust it yet because of what their whole market is doing. So I'm going to wait and watch a little bit on Tomo. But if it shows that the market's going to cool off a bit, which it should, get some retracement, reset so we can get some better entries, then I'll start looking for a Tomo short. I'm not ready to call it yet, but I am looking at that. Solana.
I see Leon says he got stopped out of that Tomo long before it ripped.
We all did. It was, I just hope you had a good tight stop because it was as unexpected as could be. But that's what the stops are for, is to save us from bigger losses. Anyway, I'm definitely looking at Solana. Solana is right up against a major resistance level here, but if the market stays bullish, it's also just retraced to the 382 on the local move. Though I'd feel much happier on Solana if the whole market took a deep breath for a second, and on the higher time frame, this came back and retested back like to the 382 over here. I broke through, huge run. I mean, gosh, I just on my spot bag of Solana, which is my biggest bag yesterday, I had a very happy day yesterday. But this last move has been 40%, right? And at
you're
some
a
point,
whale now. I mean, you basically run the Solana market.
Well, we do our best.
Okay, so is there a trade set up on Solana right now?
Yeah, so right now, I mean, if it comes back to this trend line, or through bounces, it looks like it's bouncing off the 382, maybe it'll go up higher, but there's a lot of resistance right here. Look at the higher time frame, and you just can see that going, actually, it's old though. That's the thing that I find interesting. Last time it touched here was in July. The last time there was honest to gosh resistance here was back in October 22, a year ago. So how valid is this resistance area right here? I can't tell. We might when Psi comes up, maybe you can do some Lux algo on it, so we can sort of see what's lurking in there. But anyway, if the market continues bullish, this can reset to the 382 and take another leg up. I would prefer to take a rest, come down, retest down to the trend line over here, and then continue up. But those are the main two I'm looking at right now.
Okay. I've got, I'm prepping Band, I'm prepping Reef, I'm prepping CFX. I've got to keep them coming, guys. I can see what you guys are asking for. TRB, I'll start prepping that.
I'll grab TRB.
When bullish, I love the 382. Correct, 𝗪𝗪𝗪. I like that. Luba, what? I'm assuming Luba must be short by now. I know she likes the short resistance.
Luba the bear. Luba the bear, isn't it?
Thomas wants theta. Luba is a bit of a bear sometimes, hey?
She is. Yeah.
Okay, Thomas wants theta. I'm going to get, Thomas, I got you, bro. I'm going to get theta going for you.
I actually have TRB up right now if you want to just stay there.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
So TRB, I love TRB. I just love how it stair steps, right? Take a long. I mean, it's just so easy. It did not retreat all the way to the trend line, which is a little concerned, but it did come down. And if you look on the shorter time frame, you'll see that it made a flag to the 382, right? And then it's continuing up. So if this was the retracement and it's going up, then we've missed our entry. But if this is a local top, and it's actually in the process of retracing on a higher time frame, I mean, where'd my line go? Come back here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, can't see my screen. If this is retracing right there, we don't know that because it looks like it's going to break through. But if this is retracing, coming back to the 618 right there in the trend line, that would be a sweet entrance. So we've either missed the next wave or it's going to come back and test and give us a good entry. So that's my TRB for the moment.
Thanks, Bruce. Okay, Simon, can you 𝗧𝗏𝗋 us with something hot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you something.
Just an interesting comment 𝗬𝗵𝗵 made here. She said she's been in a bear market longer than a bull, and that, you know what? Like we started in bull markets, a lot of the stuff that we got involved in. So our bias is to be long and hold, and you can see 𝗬𝗵𝗵's bias here. She's been in the bear market. She knows when to short. She nails those shorts. It's quite interesting, guys. It's how you grew up basically as a trader.
Don't you think that's a better place to start though? If you start in the bear market, you're going to make some serious gains when you know your trade. It's much better to start down there
if you have the discipline to cut.
Right.
Right.
I'm also seeing an awful lot of people with PTSD after this last year of the market, just getting stopped out way more than normal because of the fluctuations in the market. A lot of people with PTSD, so they're very, very skeptical of the moves. Like, oh, it's just a trap. So it's tough. Okay. Watching what goes on in your head is the hardest part of this whole puppy.
What is this MINA? MINA. What is this?
Let me show you.
Yeah,
Let me show you.
I like.
It's bouncing on a 618 right now. So 𝗧𝗏𝗋𝗋 us quickly. Tell us what's going on, because there might be a long here. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. I moved Simon. Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm adding your screen.
All right.
Let's see.
So just to let you guys know, you know how we said don't always rely on one indicator, right? Yeah, this is why. So if you
that's funny.
There's the cloud.
Urgently in the chat. Who in this chat is actually in this MINA long? I want to see your P&L. Tag us on Twitter. I want to see who caught this thing. I need to know
what I can tell you is that even the oscillator is broken as well. It's so in the green that it's in the band. So there has to be a shortcoming. But 𝗧𝗏𝗋𝗋, like there were 2 X's hours ago. So yeah, I've got no idea, mate. This is just pass. I can't help you with that one, but I've got some others I can help you with.
Okay, so just for those of you that are looking, this is what I was trying to say earlier. Okay, like if you've missed this move on, it is MINA, right? Is this the right token number?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, so yeah, like you've missed the main move. Okay, so now if you've got your FOMO, you got to plan this thing. You can't just like randomly start buying the top. So look for a structure, look for a setup. It's the same principle. And if it does push higher, it pushes higher. But you can see right now, to me, this looks like some controlled selling here coming down. So best way to play this, guys, you just watch this trend. At some point, this trend breaks and there's some kind of relief rally or something going on, or maybe they just send it. So just keep an eye on this, pull your trends out, and just play it safe. Just play it safe. Okay, Simon, I'm pulling up your screen here.
All right, so MINA, I'll just leave that one to you guys. Look how far away from the price action they are. It's insane.
Oscar.
All right.
Oscar doesn't like our music.
Oh, that's sad. I've got a tune for you after, by the way, from one of our listeners. I'll send it to you afterwards. It's Maruk. She sent me a message. So Bruce mentioned MC just before, Dylan.
Yeah. I'd love your take on it.
We were talking just before the show. Just before the show started, we were about here, right? And I said to Bruce, we've started off in this order block. We pushed up to this order block. The bears had to work harder because the bar is longer. Therefore, the bulls are more likely to push it back down. That happened. And they've come into this order block. Now the bulls have worked harder, which means the bears have got more in the tank, and we're coming up again. So actually, since Bruce and I spoke, it's followed the line pretty much perfectly. So my opinion for this is we're going to come back to this order block. And then I guess it's all eyes on BTC to see what actually is going to happen with this. So I hope you don't mind me dropping that in there. I just thought I'd mention it.
Love it. Thank you.
Right, Dylan, I've got Nakamoto games for you again. Just to clarify, in this market, I've learnt the hard way. You can't necessarily short a bull market. It's not necessarily a bull market, but in an upward trend, guys, I'm struggling to make shorts. Every time I do, I get stopped out. So there's certain times where I'll change my thesis. I've had Nakamoto games for a while. I discorded about it down here. We bought, we sold based on 𝗧𝗏𝗋𝗋. We bought based on 𝗧𝗏𝗋𝗋 again, and we sold. We bought again on 𝗧𝗏𝗋𝗋, and now the reason I brought this up today is if any of you guys are still holding a spot bag for Nakamoto Games, we're firmly away from the trend line. We've been making higher highs as we've been going and higher lows, which is awesome. So we're still trending upwards. I'm guessing we're going to get some sort of take profit signal here or one of these. And then we're going to start making our way down to this trend line again. That's not definite. Again, it's all eyes on Bitcoin. We're currently 130% worth of new tokens up. So plus the original 100%, that's 230% worth of tokens we've basically made out of these trades. So if any of you guys were in a previous spot hold from Discord or when I tweeted about it, I've got a feeling, I mean, there is still a way to go on the RSI, but quite honestly, this has respected the cloud really beautifully. So we're getting close to a TP. So this might just tie in with some sort of pullback on Bitcoin. I don't know what you think to that, Dylan.
Yeah, look, I mean, things are very, very bullish at the moment. So just be aware of that, guys. If this is a spot bag and stuff and you don't have pressure and you have to sell, you know, I don't know. It depends on how what your trading style is, I suppose. I mean, Lux Algo we know for a fact works, okay? You've had multiple successful Nakamoto trades on spot, up, down, up, down, up, down. So what I'm looking at here tells me it's going to work. Not every trade does work, guys. This is why we use stops and risk management and things like that. But you need to ask yourself a question, guys. If Nakamoto pumps another 20%, how are you going to feel? At some point, it does pull back, though. So you might still get this exact area to buy it on at a later date. But you need to decide for your trading style how you guys want to go about it.
If the guys were to jump out here and buy back in on the line, it's another 25%. So it's quite a big bag. So
𝗬𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕
𝗬𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕. Pardon me? What's that?
𝗬𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 is ripping. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Check.
Is Bitcoin ripping right now then as well?
Look at that. Woo!
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, guys,
nice.
This is so good. This is so good. Wow.
I'm just checking Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not moving
Oh,
at the minute. So it's...
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, this was that squeeze we were talking about. Okay, this was the stocks. We saw that with XRP. That's exactly what I was saying. Okay, here was the XRP chart. Here's DYDX. Okay, same story happening here. Simon, sorry to interrupt you. That was amazing.
It's all right. No, it's all good. That's all good. That's all good. Right. So that's this one. We finished that, right? Everyone got that, I guess. And then Casper, we're about to break once again for the third time the all-time high. 1, 2, technically 3, maybe the fourth time. There's a fourth all-time high coming. You know, I've been in Casper since the cows started in the morning. And although we have got some serious resistance here, it's not managed to get through it apart from a wick. We are technically still in a position where we're moving away from the trend line. Same thing, we've been making higher highs and lows. However, we're now making equal highs because we're hitting our head on this. So something's going to happen here. And I'm not sure whether it's going to come back down or whether we're just going to push on through here and actually start making proper new all-time highs. So this is actually another spot bag trade that I'm working on. I only long Casper because it just only deserves to be long. But I know, Dylan, you've had some history. You've had some history with this.
I'm okay with Casper. I had problems before. It beat me 3 times or something. I made it back. Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God for that.
Okay.
So this is what do you think? This is interesting, hey? This is a serious resistance, don't you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. If it blows here, guys, it's going.
Yeah. There's nothing in the way.
Major resistance. I can tell you there's a shit ton of shorts up there. Same as what we saw on DYDX. Same principle. The guy's going to need to remember, guys, when the people want to close their short positions, the only way to do it is to buy the tokens back. So what happens? They start buying all the way up. And you get squeezes.
Am I still up? Should I go through the last 2 that I've got, or do you want to carry on?
I want to just jump onto some of the audience questions here. STG, is this, guys? Let us know in the chats. Is this the one Run was talking about? Is this
yes,
what
Run Stargate. Yeah, it's Stargate. I actually bought a load of that last year.
Good timing. Okay, so we did.
I got that one too.
Somebody asked me about this STG. Looks like probably a couple of weeks ago.
𝗕𝗵𝗁 and Jai are asking about it right now.
Long way to go, guys. But right now, what is STG fighting? Oh, guys, and Lina looks good. It's breaking trend on a daily. LINA, Lina. We're going to get to that now.
STGs.
Okay, so what we got right now with STG, we've got resistance. This is the daily, guys. Okay, so resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay, we are now pushing into resistance in 50-day MA. So what I'm going to suggest again, guys, if you are low lev and that sort of thing, and you are bullish on this market, this is your long here, low leverage or spot. Your stop is 4291 or 0.3848, anything along those lines. If this thing is going to pop, we know that we like old resistance and 50-day MA to turn into support. Okay, so if you are not happy going here, it could pop. Okay, look for a rejection at a horizontal, let it come back down, support, and then we get that next move up. Okay, other way to do it, 15-minute flags. When we're sitting at resistance, guys, it's the best way to play it. When things are bullish, you start looking for flags and you start looking for these type of setups. I'll give you another example of what I like to look at. You'll often see a situation that pops up like that, and then we get this type of situation. It starts squeezing, 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 and you'll see that on the 15-minute stuff, and then you get this proper explosion when it takes off to the next area. So look out for something like that.
That's similar to what we had on 𝗕𝗏𝗺, hey? Same sort of shape.
Yeah. Yeah. So look out for those shapes, guys. It's that ascending triangle where they're banging into this flat horizontal and they're building, and the guys are shorting, 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 and then it pops up. So look out for that. But yeah, STG looks decent here on the 12-hour. These are your supports to watch. Yeah. Is 𝗪𝗏𝗿𝗀 saying anything in particular?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got STG on the screen if you want to bring it up. Let me know when I'm up.
Yeah, you good?
Okay, cool. So obviously long, a really strong long as well. It was a 4. It's only out of 4, guys. So if you get a 4, it's pretty strong. We made our way up into this long. We kept long in. We've had a second X. The first one was here. We're firmly in the reversal zone, although we have just seen that maybe that doesn't always matter when we're in a raging bull market. Other things of note, the cash flow has actually turned from this upwards motion to downwards motion. So cash has now started to flow back out of it again, which means that is potentially an early indicator. If you can see this, you see where it peaks here, just peaked here, and then it started to come down again. We're going to come inside of this sort of aping line very soon if it continues. So this could be an early indicator. There's also, look at that, for bearish divergence, 3 of them. Got 1, got 2, and you got a third one that's literally just appeared while we were talking. So I mean, if this was any normal day and a normal ranging market, I would be throwing a lot of stuff at a short right now. Even these wicks, they look like they're coming short.
It's tricky right now because we're dealing with sentiment. We're dealing with new money coming in. We're dealing with people that think crypto is Bitcoin, and they are coming in and they're throwing money at stuff. So we just need to be careful long and short here, because guys, like I've said before, and I said that earlier, things are all at resistance now. And this was like the other day, we were sitting at resistance. What did we do? We flagged those things, we blew through. Okay, now we're doing it again. We're at resistance area. So just understand the game you're playing here is at higher time frame resistance zones. If we do get those pops up, those areas, we look for support, and then we push on to the next area.
Just what you're talking about here, Dylan, right? Flagging, up again, flagging, same sort of thing, right?
Yeah, so it could easily just consolidate a little bit, and then go for the next area. Just because it's going to reverse, guys. If sentiment is still bullish and we're looking at reversals, it doesn't necessarily mean it's dumping like all the way to the bottom of the short target. Right. Sometimes it's just little pullbacks or consolidation. So we just need to play that nicely. Okay, guys, I want to get into some more of your tokens here. I want to cover as much as we can for you guys in the next 15 minutes. So, and guys, I'll also try and do a little summary for you at the end. Okay, so just hang around. At the end, we'll do a summary as to where we are with BTC and which tokens I like to watch. Here is LINA, 8-hour breaking trend. Okay, this is a good start for LINA. LINA was selling off so badly. They had problems. I think they were delisted off an exchange or something along those lines. They've recovered really well. Look at this. Old support became resistance. And what did it do? It popped through. Okay, and we've just done the same thing again. So now this is our support zone we want to watch, guys. 0.097. This is a support area to watch. This is a rejection area to watch. The 50-day MA, 0.010 is a rejection zone. So you could see something along these lines. Okay, that could happen quite easily. So just look out for this 50-day MA reaction. It also ties in very nicely to this horizontal over there. So just look out for a reaction now. But I like the look of this Lina. I've traded it many times. It does very nice things for me. And I think you're going to get some decent stuff here. So 16% move on Lina potentially coming up. You want it to hold the support, and you can see why the support is important to me. It was a nice range low before. We want to reclaim it, hold the low, and then push higher. So it's quite simple here as to how I would look at that. So look for that trend retest. If you are spot or low leverage, well, you know, life is a lot easier. If you guys are trading 20x, 30x, that sort of leverage in like isolated type positions, you're putting yourselves under pressure, and then you got to get precise entries. Like this is not an entry for a 20x. Okay, this is an entry for a low leverage setup or a spot setup. The precision entries, guys, you get on those 15 minutes, or you get on the 8 hour or the 12 hour when it's banging into these zones exactly. Right now, Lina has started moving, so you're probably looking at about a 3 or 4% stop, I would assume right now. It's not too bad. Call it 3, yeah, call it 3.2 right now. But look, if you are high leverage, 3.2 is a lot. Okay, so just play it safe there. Okay, so MINA we've covered. We've got theta for you guys. So we were watching this the other day. I mean, this was perfect, wasn't it? Break. Look at this. Break. 50-day MA rejection. 382 and trend support at the time, and they sent it through. Okay, so that seems to be happening all over the place. What is Lina doing right now? Okay, break. 50-day MA rejection. Let's look for that. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. But a lot of similar setups here, a lot of similar structures going on here on these trend breaks and things. So those of you that like theta and you're not in theta, just remember, guys, we are now a resistance country. We have broken the 100-day MA. You've seen I've added a new weapon to my tools here. 100-day MA, I'm quite liking this at the moment. So look for that as potential support, 0.66. But your target really is 0.69 at the moment. So risk reward, it looks like it's slowing down. So just exercise caution, guys. If theta does consolidate and blows up, let's say we get a nice little flag here under resistance, things just turn out a nice little flag for us and we blow up. We're looking at this 200-day MA and horizontal. So this is the next obvious target for theta. Very clear here. This is a great zone. Call it 76. That's our next area for theta. But again, you're at the top of this level. And if we trade level by level, you know, we're looking, this is the level now. How do we get into in this area? If we are bullish and we think things are going to carry on, we do that exact thing. We look for these flags, we track these trends, and we try and find those breaks. Mr. Bucky, I've got CFX for you. That was another banger. I'd love to remember who asked me to look at CFX the other day, because it was an absolute cracker. Look at this thing. Trend break, retest. I mean, it tried to talk to the 50-day MA here, didn't really listen, and it just went off. And this is the Asian token. This is a Chinese token. So Asians pumped the market. What happened? They are now in the game. We need to look at Flamingo, CFX. What are the other ones? Neo. What are the other Asian tokens there, guys? We've actually got a list here.
I'm just looking at how CFX is also broken like 𝗬𝗪𝗪, but there's a lovely order block further up at 1953. So, that's a serious move.
Is that CFX?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm just.
So show us, and then there's a nice resistance here coming up, guys. Okay, so there is a little bit of room in the tank here. If it breaks the 618, there's more room to move. I think the target here is 0.17. Let's see what you got here, Simon.
I'm just changing the settings real quick, but yep, bring me up.
You
so
there?
Obviously, can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So at the minute, I mean, this is another one that's broken like 𝗬𝗪𝗪. So obviously, guys, in terms of having one indicator that works, listen, the best I can do for this is there was a long here. There still is a long. Ooh, sorry, my mouse just went AWOL there. Try again. There's a long there.
It's the obvious.
We had two, and we've actually just had a third X. Now it's pretty rare to get 3 X's. We've got RSI, which is flattened out completely, and cash flow is in fact coming down. So what you've probably got here, and there's a pin bar there as well. I mean, it would look to me like we are going to make some sort of rebound. However, this is really of interest to me. Let me just turn off like 𝗬𝗪𝗪 at this point. because it just wow,
A
look
lot
at
of-
all that. There we go. Back to I can't turn off that one.
Oh,
either.
wow.
Anyway, it just shows you like how much. Now this is just changes the character and breaker structure and stuff. But look at this. So there's obviously an order block back from August the 15th when it made this level of resistance here. So it's probably hit that a handful of times. And there's obviously a really strong bar there. Now what's interesting to me is, and Dylan, this is based on the chat that you and I had the other day. There's a hugely much larger red line, isn't there? It's much larger. It's like the bears have had to work so much harder to maintain this price.
Right.
Essentially, it's possible when we hit that, we could blow through it because the bulls have got more in the tank. So that's quite interesting, eh?
Wow.
That's a serious move as well, hey? Look, that's another.
Okay, that's a big area,
20%.
guys. Look, so
It's huge.
look, in a perfect world, we want this consolidation. We want to see things just calm down a little bit. Is a 618 that it's fighting with? You guys know the drill. Okay, so watch this area closely. If you've missed this, you just need to be careful. Okay, but this is the target of this move is potentially this 0.17. Okay, and then you've got Simon's levels higher up. I mean, you've even got the 200-day up here, and this. But we deal with that later. Let's get through this 0.17. And watch this area closely. Same story. I see there's a lot of action here on some of these altcoins. We got some trends and things like that. I see Matt's telling us to watch Rune on the 15 minutes. Rune, guys, you can see what's going on here. We've gone level by level with Rune, and now it wants its final push, potentially, of this move. We might get that one there. So this is the 12-hour. Same story. Let's look for this. Okay. At some point, we're going to get this consolidation. Okay. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but at some point, something's going to slow down. When everyone breathes. I don't know when it's going to be, guys, but just be prepared for it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, keep your eyes on Rune. Again, risk reward for what I can see in front of me, guys. It's getting smaller and smaller to the next level on some of these, especially these front runners. We want to now look at some that haven't run yet, like 𝗕𝗵𝘁 has just blown up now. The Asians, Lena Asian token might blow up again. Okay, BCH questions for BCH, and Magda wanted BSV. Magna, here's BSV for you. This is the 4-hour. Let's just see what is going on here. Jeez, guys. I mean, that's why for those of you that managed to hold on to your longs, even through this massive move, I mean, that's respect to you guys for having the discipline to hold. If you did, because this move even into resistance was so big. I mean, now it's just gone insane. So what can I see here? Well, I can see, again, this is the consolidation we want. Okay, there's something happening here. Let's just watch this region for a while. And if it's bullish, guys, and BTC wants to go more, BSV, BCH, Stacks. I mean, Stacks, guys, you got to see Stacks. Stacks was Stacks is something to look at here.
Yep.
Okay,
I got AJS, YGG, and PYR if you want.
Okay, yeah, PYR, guys. PYR, we've been talking about PYR on this range for a long time. And I think we're 40% off there now. Okay, guys, so you can you can see what I'm looking at here on Stacks. We had that little consolidation here. Remember, we had that beautiful pump, consolidation, go. Okay, right now we're looking at Stacks. We want to see Stacks hold this region. This is a nice region for me. 618 area looks good to me. Let's see what we get out of Stacks here. A little bit of consolidation, eyes on BTC. We might get that move again. Okay, so right now it's broken through this area and it's trying to find support. So dial in again, look at it a bit closer, and see if you can find its support and track that trend. Fuzzy Pan says liquidity at 36. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we go up to 36 again and test that area. Injective, guys, yeah, geez, guys, there's so much to get through. We're trying to rush through everything for you. I want you guys to get as much out of this as possible. Here's Injective. This is how I'm playing it. So I had a nice Injective scalp. I was doing the 15-minute game, and it blew up nicely. And when it started reversing on this current move, I exited. So I'm not going to ride it to the top unless it presents another opportunity for me. But what I'm looking at here is a push into this massive weekly area, guys. This is a huge area. These are weekly candles that have been sold off tons before. Watch out for this area. They were selling this off in November 21. Okay, so let's see what happens here. If you are long injective and you're still holding, just be cautious up here at this 14 region. That is quite an area that, okay, so that would be your target. And then, yeah, there's order blocks and all sorts of things going on here with 𝗓𝗏𝗏. So yeah, just watch that. Bruce, let's take a look at PYR. I see Simon's dropped off.
Yep.
Okay. So guys, remember this PYR, this range low, Bruce, that we've been talking about for 2 months?
Exactly. And actually, it really hasn't done much. I mean, it's basically been in this range for quite a while ago. And it pulled up to the midpoint and kind of stopped right there. So I'm keeping an eye on that high right there. It did break above both the, it's been in such a range that it's both the 200 and the 50-day moving average broke above it. At the moment, I would wait to see if it settles in, where did all this stuff go? If it settles in above right over here, if it breaks through here, retest that, you might have yourselves being able of a long, but it hasn't reacted much. I mean, it took a little pump over there, but nothing to write home to mom about. So I'd watch it, let it pump up a little bit, let it retest. When the whole market starts to come alive again, you might find yourself a good entrance at about 3.53 or so. That would be ideal.
3.53. Okay.
Yeah, right about there, because that used to be a resistance level. You can see touch. So it broke above it, but it's not sure it's going to hold it. But if it holds above it and comes back to it, that'd be a break and retest of a horizontal level. I'd be perfectly happy taking it along right at about 3.5.
Okay, nice. So PYR, guys, yeah, I mean,
yep.
Look, it's tricky now. This thing's moved 30-40%. The best entries were when you know that feeling when you don't want to be in crypto, when things are feeling so bearish. Those are your best entries. And time and time again. And Thomas is here asking about 𝗬𝗓. I've got a couple of people asking about 𝗬𝗓. So here's 𝗬𝗓. We back at old resistance again. So again, tying beautifully all these altcoins, guys. We are at resistance zones. Okay. Now the question is, do we blow up to our next area, or do we pull back to our support zones? Okay. And pull back to these zones is like perfectly acceptable. It's going to hurt for the leverage traders that are late longer, but it's perfectly acceptable, guys, to get a pullback on 𝗬𝗓 to 0.0144. That can happen quite easily, and we can't really feel too upset about it. It's still a bullish pullback. So you are at resistance now with 𝗬𝗓. Dial in on the 15 minutes if you want to try and scalp it, and you think we're going to blow into the next area. You know the drill now, guys. So I've shown you how to operate that. Dial in, track the trends, look where it's bouncing, and play that break into the next area. Otherwise, wait for your entry. Wait for the basket. We set this basket here, 50-day MA, day 2, horizontal. It's just a nice basket waiting to catch that thing, and we'll get it. So Matt says he wants a pullback. He needs entries. Yes, exactly. So you know what? There's thousands of trades out there, guys. If you've missed a few, it's okay. We're gonna get them.
You'll notice that there's a lot of tokens that didn't go along for the pump, or they pumped a little bit, but nothing crazy. Our eye tends to catch the ones that are huge and go, oh my God, I missed that one. But we forget to look at the ones that are still just sitting there growing grass. Those are the ones to start paying attention to, because they're consolidating, getting ready. Much better entries.
Okay, guys, look at this. BCH is actually listening to what we told it to do. So this is a good start. Okay, we haven't looked at BCH in a few days. And what did we want? We wanted a break up. We wanted a retest as support and a move higher. It looks like it's going to behave. Okay, so again, BCH runs with BTC. And we look at them as friends and partners. Okay, so let's look at this. We can look at support here, 252. And the next, I wouldn't say it's the final push, but it is a push we want to see. 290 and then 315, that sort of area. So right now what I'm seeing is we've broken through. We broke through this resistance area. Okay, broke through, retested. And now if it holds, we're going to get our move. Okay, so your supports to watch, 250. And then we do have these horizontals a little bit lower down. Let's see where this 𝗵𝗆 takes us quickly. so that's a nice little 382 there from that move. Let's just zoom in for you so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so the 382 is giving us some kind of support there for now. That's the 236. Okay, and remember, it responded well to this 236 previously as well. Over there, here's our 236 here. Okay, so eyes on that as our first sort of line of support, and then we look a little bit lower after that. Okay, Bruce, what else have you got there? We got 3 minutes left. I'm going to work on a summary for you guys, but Bruce, I'm going to share your screen.
Addy is wondering why we won't talk about ICP. So here's ICP. Just we're there for you, brother. We're there for you. I promise we're not avoiding it. Just there's so much to talk about. We sometimes just don't get to everything, though we do our best. Major, last time we looked at it, major resistance support level right there, dropped under it. There were actually a couple good trades when it bottomed out. I haven't looked at this in a little while, but let's actually do it together. So here was definitely a big old support area. It broke above it, came back and retested. Let me fix the trend line now that we've got more data. Hang on. Goodbye. Hello. All right. There we go. So what I'm noticing is it's right up against that support area, resistance area, and it broke through, but it hasn't closed above it yet. So for those of you looking at ICP, I would wait a little bit, see what it's going to do over the next couple hours, or even the next day. Again, what you're looking for is if it breaks resistance, you want that resistance area right there to become support. So you got to see do something like that, right? So this is clear, build a flag there, shows solid consolidation there. At which point this now becomes support for a long. From the bigger picture, what you're looking at is a possible move up to probably the next resistance area is going to be towards there. So you're looking at potentially a move up to the 4.4, 4.5 area. You'll notice you're definitely going to run into your 200-day moving average on the way. So give it some time, see whether it develops as a support, and then you probably take a long from there.
Okay, Bruce, thank you. Guys, I'm going to give you a quick summary at what I'm looking at here again, just to wrap up where we are today. And I mean, there's a lot going on. You guys seen a lot of information here. If we go through 50 charts, obviously, guys, it doesn't mean you need to take 50 setups and whatever. Pick the ones you follow, pick the ones you like, play with the ones that you are familiar with, perhaps. It's generally easier than that, easier when you trade the same token many times. So look out for that. So in summary, we got our break here from DYDX. Okay, we had this resistance. So now, guys, we want to see this hold the support. This candle needs to close. Obviously, we want to see it hold this region. If things turn overnight, okay, and we do get a pullback, look out. I love this area here, this 2.09, 200-day MA, horizontal 382. Well, it's the old 382 pull from earlier before we broke higher. But that's an area I like, guys, this 2.1 region, if we do get a pullback. So that's my first port of call for DYDX. So eyes on that. The target for this DYDX move, guys, is 2.79. Okay, we just trade level by level here. We can obviously have bigger targets. We can set them up. But for me, this immediate move, I'm looking for, call it 2.79 on DYDX, and pullbacks 2.1. Okay, let's summarize this BLZ situation. BLZ, again, same story. We've broken through a resistance area. We want to see it hold number one as support. Okay, that I think could be an epic play here on BLZ. Again, fundamentally, I'm not sure what the story is with BLZ, but we know we've had a lot of fun with this thing. This is the 3-day chart. Okay, there's a lot going on up here at 0.4. I like this area at the top. I think it would make a really nice target if we do get cracking on this one. So buy zone for me, BLZ. 0.22 is a nice area. You can see it's pulling back a little bit here. We might get a buy in this area. If things the wheels start coming off for BLZ, the next area, guys, 0.167. Okay, that's your next potential bounce area for BLZ. Okay, summary on XRP. We missed that one, unfortunately, but you saw DYDX did the same thing, pumping into this resistance. The shorts are lining up. What do they do when they're under pressure? They have to buy their positions back, and that's when you get these squeezes. So we want XRP to now hold. So we're watching this 0.54 region as major support now for XRP, and I'm saying major because it's been resistance since the 20th of August. Okay, so if we come down there, balance of probabilities, that area is going to hold unless the market is completely falling over. So I'm watching this region for a buy, 0.5458 for XRP. If you want to jump in early, guys, well, remember, we are now at the 618. This is resistance, okay? We might get a visit up here, try and test this wick, but then you can pull out your flags, you can dial in 15 minutes, and you can look for these type of setups if that's the game you want to play, okay? Again, high percentage areas, guys, come at these different levels that we look at all the time. Right now, XRP is mid-level, okay? So it's not ideal. Here's ETH. I want to see ETH hold this 200-day MA and this 236 region. That is my preferred area for ETH. A little flag moving down in there, and then I think we're going to get this move to 11% move to the 2000 region. That is my ideal scenario on ETH. Backup areas, where do I have support? Well, you look for horizontals, you look for where they tie in with things like fibs, you look for where they tie in with moving averages and things like that. And then you try and formulate where you could get your bounce in your next zone. Okay, so right now for me, buy areas for ETH 1735 and 1785 I like, okay, for the move higher. If we start dipping lower, guys, look out for the 100-day MA, which we've broken through. Look out for the 200-week MA coming through down here, just under 1700. Okay, so these are the three main areas for ETH to get your longs in if this market's going to stay bullish here. Then a summary on things like optimism. Again, we're watching these things, we're at resistance, guys, looking for flags if we're going to break up. Pullback stuff, you want to get trend retest, 50-day MA, 1.3. I like that area for optimism. We didn't even cover DOT today, but again, in summary, same story, guys. We had resistance everywhere, okay? Don't be surprised if we get some kind of pullback or consolidation, okay? We can't just be bullish non-stop for a week or two. It gets very tricky. So let it consolidate, track your flags, track your 15 minutes. And then with regards to BTC, guys, this is how I'm watching it now on the 3-day chart. And just in summary, I wouldn't be surprised. And you saw some comments here in the chat about the extra liquidity at 36. I can't remember who mentioned it, but that ties in beautifully with another push to the 382, maybe one more visit up there. And then we'll see what happens. But you know, at some point we need to consolidate, we need to calm down. So watch this 36 region, watch this 32,700 region for now. And again, guys, if we look at these liquidation heat maps, the guys are coming in now, shorts, longs, you know, things could get very spicy. This is all the exchanges together. This is the 1-day heat map. I mean, there's longs and shorts all over the place, guys. So, you know, just be prepared. They can flush you out each way quickly with little wicks and just test you there. So the high leverage guys, just be safe out there. Really, just manage your stops, manage your risk. Now's not the time to take big risks, okay? We're at the top of a move, okay? So now we just cool heads, okay? That's it, everybody. Thank you. That was fun again.
Thank you.
Leave some charts in the chats if you want us to look at specific charts now. After the show, guys, drop your charts in the chat. It's been all altcoins and BTC right now. Again, I'm happy to look at stocks. I see Netflix is still cooking. Drop some stock, drop some alts in the chat after the show, and we'll attend to as much as we can. I see Alan's here. Alan, you're going to exit me. Thanks, everybody. See you guys later.